Hello, how's it going? I wanted to get on here today, and yes, I look like I maybe need a shave, maybe I need a haircut. Okay, don't mind that. All right. What are appearances anyway? Right? It's just it doesn't matter. It's all about the personality, right? Um. Anyway, I wanted to get on here and discuss sort of an idea I've had in my head, a thought I've been processing for a little bit. Um. You know, it's the idea, and maybe not everyone will agree with this, but it's a way of thinking going forward. I kind of want to adapt and look at things a little bit differently. And that is the idea that MMA, mixed martial arts, is a subjective sport, more so than any other sport. Maybe that's why I gravitate towards it so much. And maybe it's more subjective than it is objective. So that's the thought. Now I want to talk about it. I don't know what's happening with my hair today, dude. It's not good. Okay. Please don't mind it. Now, what does that mean? So, like, as I've gotten older, as I've matured, so to speak, a little bit, as I've watched hundreds and hundreds of fights and hundreds more, slowly over time, the wins and the losses have started to mean less and less for me. So let me give you an example. Something I appreciated with UFC 314, which happened 2 weekends ago, is Alexander Volkanovski, and I think he is amazing and incredible. And the funny thing is, if he would have fucking gotten knocked out or lost or whatever, I think the thing I still would have appreciated most about that night is Alexander Volkanovski. Because the thing I valued the most and that I thought was the best, and yes, we're playing Verdansk, okay? Um, and what I thought was the best, most courageous, most badass shit that whole weekend and that whole story leading up to that fight was that Volkanovski is coming back at all. That's what I appreciated the most. He didn't have to win, okay? He didn't even have to look good. The fact that he came back after those two bad losses in a row, I think that's enough for me to appreciate and to think, wow, that's fucking badass. And he did it. Not only did he do it, he came back in insane shape and he fucking won, which is amazing. But even if he lost, it's like, I still think that's amazing. And that is what I'm taking meaning in more as I've gotten a little bit older. I'm only 22, okay? I'm not an old man. But maybe I'm an old soul. I don't know. That's what I've taken more appreciation in lately, as opposed to like Volkanovski beat Diego Lopez. How amazing, you know? That's sort of what my mind's been going towards. And my favorite fighter of all time, Conor McGregor. I think he's a perfect example of this as well, as you know, Conor McGregor, someone who is at the absolute top of the sport, popularity wise, skill wise. Um, he's an exceptional fighter. But him being at the top, puts sort of a magnifying glass on him. And people will argue, like, oh my God, he's washed up, or he was never that good. And I just like, I see comments like that, and I'm like, what, bro, what are you talking about? Because you look at his record and you see all of the things he's done. It's actually incredible. Conor McGregor could never win another fight again. And I still think his resume and the things that he did and achieved, the way he did them, is still maybe the best we'll ever see. At least up there. He doesn't get talked about enough in those discussions. Like, we're never going to see something like that again. You know? That's truly special stuff. And it doesn't even matter if he ever wins again or if he ever fights again. Look at what he's done. We need to appreciate these fighters and these stories that happen and the fights that they put on, win or lose or draw, whatever it is. We need to appreciate it because, like all art forms, I consider mixed martial arts art. Honestly, I consider it more art than a sport, and that's how I feel about it. And there's stories, and all stories come to an end. They do. And what you do in that time, win, lose, or draw, it doesn't really fucking matter, dude. What picture are you painting in that octagon? In those competitions? That's what I'm looking for lately. Another good example of this on 314 is Michael Chandler. Now, you can look at Michael Chandler's record in the UFC, and it's like 2-7, I think. 2-6, 2-7. For me though, dude, Chandler, if you're listening, bro, it's all fucking good, man. It's all fucking good. Because the fights he's put on and the career he's had has been amazing. Like, it's been amazing. Not everyone cares about the wins and losses and everything like that. Like, he has a very misleading record, Michael Chandler. His last loss, Paddy, I'd argue was the only fight in the UFC he's like gotten completely like beat in. Does that make sense? All his other fights were very, very competitive. And that's probably why he's really down on himself about the Paddy Pimblett fight, because he probably feels like that. But Paddy Pimblett always finds a way to win. And so, of course, Chandler's going to be hard on himself. But, like, Paddy Pimblett's also been beating everyone else. So, don't be too hard on yourself, you know? And also his last fights, Chandler, he's losing to Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, in some really competitive fights where he's hurting these guys. Charles Oliveira, he hurt in the last round after 2 years off. He had an amazing Bellator career. Like, we need to, I think, as a community, as a culture, it's up to us to start looking at these things a little bit differently and appreciating these fighters more than constantly criticizing them. And I don't know, it's tired for me. I'm tired of it. I've went through that phase of being a fan, and maybe it's because there's an influx of a whole new generation of fans with COVID, and I get it because I was there too. But I'm starting to look at things a little bit differently now that I'm older, and that I've watched for so long. I'm seeing different things, and I'm appreciating different things. I value other things than just, okay, this fighter beat this fighter, that means so and so, that means this. I'm starting to appreciate. I'm with the snipe this guy. More things than just those type of things. I feel like I said things like 30 times right there. And subjectivity, I think, is something we need to bring into this sport more. It's literally called mixed martial arts for a reason. Art. It's in the name, mixed martial arts. So why don't we treat it as such? You know, it's not like any other sport. It's really not. Yes, there's winners, there's losers, but it's a whole different thing. The preparation's different. The mindset is different. The skills are different. It's a whole other thing, and I think we need to start appreciating it more. Because once you start competing, and look, you can appreciate it even if you don't compete at all. But just from I've competed a couple times, um, not in the MMA itself, but pancration and jiu-jitsu competitions, and you start to realize, you start to learn more about what these fighters go through, about how hard it is to prepare for these sort of things, about how to prepare, and you know all these things that these fighters have to go through, multiple disciplines, getting in shape, focus, stamina, difficult stuff, man, difficult stuff. Once you start to learn more things like this, you realize this sport is fucking difficult, incredibly difficult, and there's an incredible amount of variables and ways to lose. And at the end of the day, fuck all that. Just try to put on a performance and bring your best and paint a picture in there. And bring the best that you can at whatever point in life that you're at. You look at someone like Connor, it's like, oh, we want the old Connor back, all these type of things. Connor's an artist. Why do you want the old Connor back? Let's see the new Connor. What does the new Connor have to bring? He might surprise you, okay? He might fucking surprise you. It's the same thing with musical artists too. Like, I see a lot of people in like Drake's comment section sometimes. Oh, I miss Take Care Drake. I miss Nothing Was the Same Drake. It's like, dude, this new Drake music for me is his best music and my favorite Drake music. Artists evolve. Someone like Connor evolves. Like I said earlier, mixed martial arts is a very, very difficult sport. And Connor is reached the absolute pinnacle. And life changes then. You get money. You get all these different things. But at the end of the day, Connor is still an artist no matter what he decides to put his heart, his passion, his energy into. And whether that's fighting, I still am interested to see what kind of picture he wants to paint in competition, in fighting, in mixed martial arts. Whether it be a UFC fight, a boxing fight, or even just a jiu-jitsu fight, I would watch Connor compete in anything because I know how special he is at this shit. Like, look at some of his performances, man. I mean, he's a fucking artist, dude. I would watch him hit pads. I would watch him do jiu-jitsu all day long just because he is incredibly nice with it. And there's a lot of other people like that too. And so I start to care less about these things, wins, losses. I start to care more about the artists themselves. That's what I'm watching for now. What kind of picture are they going to paint? And what can I take from this and bring into my own life, into my own training, into my own thought process, into, my inspiration, whether I'm writing, whether I'm doing martial arts, all of these different things you can take and apply to your life in many different ways. And it's not so much about these stats and records. For me, it's about the person and what they're doing in there, and what their art form is, and what they're trying to tell us, and what picture they paint. That's important to me. So this is good. This is a topic I want to revisit more and more. I love making videos like this where I just come on here and talk and sort of, oh, sorry, I was in a major gunfight. Just talk and free flow. There's no real structure. I can make these videos forever, seriously. I think Carson and I are going to get together soon and make a video on WrestleMania, because that just happened last weekend. And now we have the benefit of, well, we were going to make one earlier, predictions, but now we have the benefit of having the weekend gone by, having the WrestleMania Raw. And so we're going to make a video soon and talk about that. And I just want to get out here and put that idea out. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll have another video soon, I'm sure. I don't even know on what yet, but I just like to put thoughts out there. And yeah, Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you soon.